to it? Top marks, then! I think I can patch together an old spiral key. Though it may take some time, I'll send it straight to the headmaster when it's ready. In the meantime, there is some additional training that might aid you in this unusual battleground. Do you recall the Order of the Fang? Quite right! Your adventures in Krakatopia inspire them to resume their old work in interweaving magical schools. One of their scholars, Rafat, the teacher, requested Ravenwood's aid in these pursuits, and I can think of no better volunteer. Find him in the oasis while I work on this key.
Ah, wizard. Krakatopia has thrived since your defeat of the hated Tuts. Did you ever find the Krokonomicon? Yes, it is for the best that tome is lost, I think, but the other labors of the Fang still have merit, like balance magic. We invented a new school of magic by blending and fusing the existing mystical streams. A difficult task, but also a dated one. It's time to see what else we can do, how else we can intermingle the magical schools, and what new disciplines we can create. We should not be bound by ancient law. We should make new law. And there's but one place we can do it, where we forged balanced magic to begin with. Come, wizard, take the boat over there to the remote city of Selenopolis. I'll meet you and guide you to the blended grove. Welcome, wizard, to the home of the Luminaries, the followers of the moon, Selenopolis. Many years ago, Manders and Crocs, disinterested in the constant warring with the Tuts, escaped here under the auspices of the mysterious Moon King. Using the blended magics of this unique nexus, they remain protected but isolated, building a community and traditions all their own. Oh, worry not for the stairs. The children of the moon are wary but peaceful. Visitors are allowed, just rare. Now follow me to the blended grove. There are places in the spiral where magic is more potent, owing to a convergence of the ley lines, the invisible branches of the world tree. It is in these places spell trees are more likely to grow and where rare applications of magic can be attempted. This grove is one of the more unique of these places. A spot where the 6 fundamental schools of magic intersect, and the spell trees are interwoven. This is where the Order of the Fang will be reborn into a think tank devoted to magic weaving, to intersecting the schools of magic. I hope you will be willing to help, but first we must expand upon your knowledge of the schools and their interactions. Enter the training grounds, and I will teach you of the magic wheel. Magic schools are more than just raw energy that can sometimes conflict. The specific applications of that energy give each school unique tactics and abilities to diminish foes or empower the wielder. Those interactions are far more complex. As you can see, the Storm School focuses on charms that help the user, while the Death School uses weaknesses to debilitate foes. And the other schools, too, have their own focuses. But let us explore these tactics with a more practical instruction. For this exhibition, you will be a Death Wizard, your magic temporarily altered with the power of the Blended Grove. As a necromancer, yours is the power to weaken or dispel with what we call harmful charms. Try hindering the life elemental. As you see, the life creature casts a heal over time spell, while Myth casts a trap that will increase the damage you take from its attacks. Now, you could leave the weakness you cast and let it do its work, or you could play a gambit and put the weakness to greater use. Gambits sacrifice charms, wards, or overtimes to produce an even greater effect. This card, for example, will remove your weakness and replace it with an even more powerful, harmful effect. See it for yourself. Ah, you see? Your gambit was successful, but so was the Myth Elementals. Gambit cards still have some benefit, even should you be unable to pay for the gambit itself. Take this card, for instance. It requires 2 harmful charms to activate its secondary effect, but even without those, it will still damage the foe. Try it now. Not bad, but if you could only consume 2 charms... Allow me. Now, watch as your new ally here cast the charms you need to trigger a gambit. It doesn't matter where these harmful charms come from. They still work to trigger your gambits. Try the same spell again.
Much better. You must decide when it is best to wait and build up to a full gambit, or when a more immediate, if lesser attack is enough. Wonderful work, my young friend. You have learned gambits and the tactics specific to each school. This is but your first step into a wider world. Into what we call the magic wheel. These are the true interactions of all schools. Magic isn't as simple as fire beats ice. No, the schools each counter each other's tactics. Fire melts the ice, yes, but also warps the tales of myth, while ice freezes the waters of storm and weathers weakening death. Storm drowns life and fire both, while life subverts the pitfalls of myth and heals from fire's burns. Myth, likewise, outlives death and breaks through ice's entrenchments. Death then comes for storm and life alike. And balance, our creation, is all things. The center of the wheel, able to enhance or diminish any school, but with less potent effect. Come, let us try another bout, so I may demonstrate all this for you. For this demonstration, you shall use the methods of ice, the school of helpful wards, shields, and absorbs, defensive effects that benefit you. You face enemies of fire and storm. Together, these three are the elemental schools, the outer wheel, while myth, life, and death are the inner wheel of spirit. Do you remember ice's relation to fire and storm? Cast your shield now. Each school casts their preferred tactic. Ice, its shield. Storm, its helpful charm. And fire, its damage over time spell. Which means the storm elemental has stumbled right into your grasp. For ice can consume the helpful charms of storm to their benefit. This spell will remove the blade from the storm creature and cast a shield for you to withstand the fire attack. Well done, but remember, as ice freezes a storm, so too does fire melt ice. The fire elemental used your own tactics against you. If you limit yourself exclusively to your own school, you will always be disadvantaged. But with the benefit of arch mastery and the blended grove, you are not so inhibited. And what school can douse fire's flames? This storm card is called a clear. Much like a gambit, it can exchange one effect for another. But whereas gambits sacrifice effects that benefit you, clears remove effects enemies cast upon you or themselves. See for yourself. That storm spell cleared that onerous damage over time spell and gave you a blade. Now, put it to use. Excellent, but remember, just as schools counter each other, so too can they enhance each other. This we call synergy. If you look at the magic wheel, you see that storm counters fire and life, but it can synergize with connected schools, life and death. Similarly, life synergizes with death and fire. It is these complex relationships the Order of the Fang hopes to explore in more detail. I'll explain back in the Grove.
This grove and these interwoven spell trees are where we hope to explore magic, its synergies, its counters and influences. You may join us here and choose a second school as an area of focus to weave into your own. The choice is yours. Each school has its own benefits as we discussed. Is that not so, my friends?
Balance complements, it sharpens, it dulls. A whiz that uses it ain't easily cold.
Ah, yes, myth. You know, I once knew a conjurer. Steve was his name. An expert in traps and summons. Never could take the heat. Or leaves.
Attention! Death lurks around every corner. It creeps, it waits, it drains, it weakens, it whispers.
Honey, life is the obvious choice for a support school. We heal with unicorns.
Anyone else smell smoke? Is it me? Oh, please don't let it be me. Oh, big fire, kid. Someone needs to control these flames.
Ice is patient. It can shield against damage and wear enemies down.
Hey, give Storm a try. We hit the hardest and the fastest. Of course, we have to watch out for the more durable foes, but who doesn't?
The choice is yours, wizard. Simply speak to your chosen tree and they will guide you in weaving a new school. Just remember, magic is not merely about damage boosts. Look for countermeasures for each school's tactics. When you're ready, you should return to your headmaster. I wouldn't want this to derail your more traditional studies.